from Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry the King Lawler.
As the bell sounded, we saw a very, very weak handshake between the man with the stars. He's the masked superstar who is making his debut here in the Sam Houston Coliseum and facing Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler, in his colorful regal costume, is a man who is probably better known throughout the Middle West, particularly around the Tennessee, Kentucky area, and then in all branches of the country. But his home base is in Memphis, Tennessee, and when he wears that crown, he wants you to know that he is the king. The superstar, well, he's a huge man, I can tell you that. He's about 285 pounds, and he is a solid citizen. When I say about 285 pounds, you want to remember that wrestlers don't get weighed in for every match in the heavyweight class. The heavyweight class, if you're over 220, you're in it. Whether you weigh 500 or whether you weigh 222, you are in the heavyweight class. And Lawler here is a man who at about 240 is a solid citizen, and he knows his way around. He uses the pile driver and has caused a tremendous amount of controversy over his use of it. And probably the one that most people remember best was when he applied it to a television star by the name of Andy Kaufman, who has since become the late Andy Kaufman. And Andy spent some time in the hospital, but he admitted afterward he had asked for it, and he caught it. The superstar, masked, of course. Now, the original superstar, Billy Graham, was not a man who wore a mask. There were times when some people suggested he should have, but Bill had those muscles that won him the finest trophy for the finest arms in the entire country, and he still has them. Tough customer. Twisting arm lock with Jerry Lawler doing the twisting, and you can literally see the curve of that arm go up through the muscles and up to the shoulder. He's turning it now into a hammerlock, or at least he's trying to push it up behind the back in arm bar fashion. But as the masked superstar rises, you can see that he's still content with thinking that he can take care of Lawler with wrestling skill. Now, Lawler's the kind of a guy who is a real switch hitter. And when somebody wrestles him, he loves it. And when somebody kicks him in the face, he loves it, and he'll get right out and kick back. He has done this throughout all of his career. So the superstar, hard to handle, but Lawler's smart. Lawler's smart. He's not going out there to infuriate him into getting mad. He is not out there trying to push him into getting rough, but he knows that he can wear him down with holds like this. This hold has turned into a hammerlock, and he wants to get at that mask. You see him reaching over there for it, because now he has probably decided that if he makes him mad, so be it. Now you keep in mind that while this match you are watching is being taped at the Coliseum on Friday night, that we are telling you right now that if you're watching it on Saturday on television, 39, of course, why, you know that tomorrow at the Sam Houston Coliseum, starting at 7 o'clock, one of the biggest and best and certainly the last card of 1985. And if you're watching on Sunday, then it's tonight at the Sam Houston Coliseum, when you will see a tremendous bill of action, and tickets are on sale all day long, all day Sunday at 1919 Caroline at the corner of Pierce in downtown Houston. The 5-minute mark has been called in this match, and the action at the Coliseum on Sunday night is 7 p.m. Yes, Ted DiBiase, who was hospitalized about 6 weeks ago and who was proclaimed out of wrestling, is now back into wrestling. He is going to take on the man who put him in the hospital, and that man, of course, is Dickie Murdoch, who literally busted his head open and showed him no mercy. This is going to be a wild and rugged battle here at the Coliseum Sunday night at 7, and we will have the winding up of the feud between Hacksaw Butch Reed and his arch rival Dick Slater, whose valet, Dark Journey, will find that her services are up for grabs. If Butch Reed wins, he's going to have the services of Dark Journey for the next 30 days, and he wants it. He wants to teach her some manners. So as Jerry gets up and he starts flailing with that fist, he found that tender territory, and through the ropes and off onto this cold Coliseum concrete comes Jerry Lawler, and he was lifted and he was thrown right through the ropes, and as he rubs his knee, you can tell that as he came down, those knees spun around and hit up against the concrete. So as he makes the first step toward getting in, the superstar comes lowering the boom on him just above us, laying it down there and hauling across him with a solid smashing elbow. Lawler's on the outside. And as he hangs on the outside of that ring, he keeps his grip, and he got back in there as quickly as possible. He was at a disadvantage on the outside. He couldn't make a forward move, but right now he is catching it. And Lawler, just like you and I, Lawler doesn't like to catch. He likes to pitch. He likes to throw everything he's got at his opponents. And as he takes a beating to rise up to his feet, the masked superstar is scoring points. No question about it. As he lays that big fist of his in there, he's got Jerry a bit stirred, and he is mad. He ripped that garment off from over his shoulder, and he said, "That's enough of that." And here he is to turn around and start to wail away at the masked superstar. He's going for the pile driver. He's got, oh man, he had it. He came down there with a crash. There's one, there's two, but the superstar with that tremendous arm power of his was able to bench press him up there in a jiffy. He threw him up in the air. And the king, Jerry Lawler, goes after that mask. He wants another trophy beside his own mask, I'll tell you. And the superstar wants a moment's respite if he can get it. His mask is about to come off. The laces are coming unglued, and as the superstar rises up, he come over there with a driving headbutt right smack into the jaw, and the Masked Superstar has just taken the measure of Jerry Lawler, and something was down on the canvas. That something was underneath the mask of the Superstar, and Jerry Lawler has it, and he shows it to the referee. There is the verdict, not the one you saw called. The winner on a
Disqualification, Jerry the King Lawler.
the disqualification reversed the decision, and the winner is Jerry the King Lawler. And we'll see you at the Coliseum Sunday at 7 for sure. Don't miss it. Remember, we warned you, don't miss it.